right now.
Alex Jones,
the first one,
is having to like respond to people that want to know if I've seen what Alex Jones has said about me lately is one of the weirder things that I've dealt with. Because, first of all, I've always had good dealings with Alex in person to person. But he's obviously in a world of shit right now. There's a lot going on with him with this Sandy Hook stuff.
We're going to come back. No, I'm in a world of victory. Understand, Joe? I don't just put that as a good face. I'm in the fight with the dragon, boy. And so I told you, because you become their darling, that you're now the enemy. And I told you clear. I said, you don't need to have me on. Just stop sucking George Soros's ding-a-ling or I'm coming after you. I told you. I mean, you couldn't write this stuff the way Joe does it. The way these devils think they're so
coming
smart.
after
They
you.
have nothing. He literally says, I don't follow talking points. I follow Media Matters that's owned and run by George Soros.
Twitter's offices
that's
every
another
day.
thing that Alex Jones brought up today, that he sponsors the podcast through the Cash App, which he also runs. It's 100% true. But I would have, and I think we talked about it on the podcast.
No, you didn't talk about it. You didn't tell people everything you do is a damn sponsor, and you don't tell them. I don't like you. I'm guilty I was ever nice to you. You were bad news 20 years ago. I should have ignored that. Yeah, you're a charming guy. I want war, Joe. I want war. I don't want to be nice. I want to be cleansed of you.
Did it just cut out? Hold on. Why did it stop? Why did it
still working
stop?
for me.
Okay, it stopped for me for some reason. God damn it. No! We were just getting into it! All right, hold on. I'm stopped on 138.
The test.
Oh,
138.
God, they're trying to show me.
Oh,
that.
wow. Now I just got an error.
Okay, play it on the Brightreon version. I don't know what's going on with their servers or whatever.
Yeah, I
Okay.
got the error too.
Go to the Brightreon version and go to 138 because
Yeah, the other one.
Alex is just getting warmed up. All right, make that 137.
All right, that's perfect. That's exactly where I am.
All right, let's play it. You ready, Dark V?
Yes, good.
Let's play it right now.
Be cleansed of you. Comprende?
I just want to be pure.
Oh, my God. The video Joe Rogan put out. I couldn't even watch all of it, but we're going to play it coming up together. Like he talks to people like they're children, like all his prey. Like he talks to me like I'm one of his prey. And like, oh, if I saw you here, you're still my friend. Just stop what you're doing, Alex. And all the rest of this crap. This is gold-plated BS when we play it. Joe Rogan literally does all these Soros talking points from Soros organizations. He cites Soros organizations and then says, I'm a liar. No, I'm not a liar. So you can run. You can run. But you can't get away for your date with Destiny, JoJo. Joe Rogan, metaphysically, is a Christmas hog. And I'm going to politically haul him up by his back legs and slit his throat.
Whoa!
His blood will fill buckets, politically, not violently.
Not
Get ready,
violent.
Joe. I already told you, globalists,
In
and all
Minecraft?
you minions of the system a long time ago, I'm afraid of God. And when I'm not fighting you, I feel scared. When I'm fighting you, I see God smiling in the center of my soul, right in my heart. I know the wind is filling my sails, and I'm on a journey where I'm supposed to go. I'm on the path of my ancestors, a path beyond the stars, a path to Valhalla. And that's why I do this. Because to not do it is to lose the soul. And you've all chosen your lot with the devil. And I've chosen.
Why couldn't you have done this before the
I must
Morsky Tonka
take
thing?
you on. It'll be this contest that defines us. It'll be these wars, these fights, that make us who we are. Once we stop fearing the devil and start taking the devil on is the day we start living. And then you see the horizon. You realize God's in control. And the bluff's got to be called. The enemy's got to be engaged. Bone's got to meet bone. Sword's got to meet shield. The axe has got to come down on that skull.
Whoa!
And in the end, we'll see heaven. So the CIA created Timothy Leary and put out the whole psychedelic revolution. And then we looked at the groups funding Joe Rogan, who single-handedly has pretty much relaunched the whole DMT ayahuasca movement with retreats in every city I know. And the police stand down and universities are involved, which shows you there's government funding. And Joe himself is involved in fitness groups and self-help groups that conduct thousands a year into ayahuasca, DMT, you name it, in stuff that is MK Ultra on steroids. And that's a fact. And so this is all hidden in plain view. So I was on Joe's podcast a couple of years ago.
Oh,
Wonder why
I
he
don't
never
think I
had
can
me
turn
on in
this
like
off.
8 years. But I wasn't mad that he wasn't having me on. It was just kind of weird he wasn't. So I go on. It's the biggest podcast he's ever done. And then he starts to criticize me in the next year and a half. And he starts to repeat government talking points and Soros talking points over and over again. And so I'm a busy guy. I'm not watching his podcast on a regular basis. But I start paying attention to it. My son says, yeah, Joe Rogan used to like you. He's now Joe the Snake Rogan. And so CNN has like 500,000 viewers on their bigger shows. Joe has probably 10 million viewers for his average show. That's a very conservative number. His bigger shows, 40, 50 million. So you could say he's right up there at the top of podcasters. And PewDiePie won't go under their control and others won't, so they're getting censored. But Joe suddenly, you know, people send me clips. It's like, yeah, George Soros fought Hitler, was a hero in World War II. Well, no, George Soros told 60 Minutes he was a Nazi collaborator and didn't feel bad for it. And then Joe says, well, Alex is lying about George Soros. George Soros is a hero. And then Alex Jones says nobody died at Sandy Hook, and he's still attacking the families. When I can question anything I want, free speech, but the internet questioned Sandy Hook. So I questioned it like 7 years ago, moved off the subject. The media is trying to make it who I am because Hillary made it a talking point in the 2016 election. I'm sick of talking about it. I think it happened. School shootings happen. The media seizes on it. They blame gun owners. I'm tired of it. But I was on Chicago radio this morning. They're like, oh, why are you attacking the families? I mean, I showed earlier this Martin Ames, British washed up, you know, alcoholic, he looks like, you know, weirdo, saying Jones is saying kill the Parkland parents. Never said that. So it's reached crazy town. So I start calling Joe about a year ago and I say, listen, you don't need to have me back on. She kept saying, oh, I'll have you back on, have you back on. I said, no, just listen. I think Sandy Hook happened. I think school shootings happened. But things have been staged before, so people have a right to question. So stop going with the talking point. I said, it's really scary how you follow every talking point the establishment's putting out. Well, then he gets even worse. And then he calls me and says, oh, I'm going to have you on before the election. It's, I think, some pacifism deal right when I was getting banned. And then he doesn't return my call. So I start researching Joe. And now he's the main sponsor he's got is Jack Dorsey and Twitter and Bitcoin. And they're doing stuff that, you know, Floyd Mayweather had to pay $300,000 fines for. They're saying buy these products, do these things, and they're not saying
Joe the Snake.
It's illegal. So the more I look at Joe, I'm like, oh my God, this guy is dirtier than a dirty diaper, man. I mean, it's like, and then I talk about some of it, and then I get up at 6 a.m. this morning, and I go check the internet, and boom, Joe Rogan responds to Alex Jones, and it's him all trying to act tough, and like, oh man, if I saw you, I'd hug you. I'm still your friend, but you know, don't say I'm in the CIA, and don't lie to me about this and that. I never said you were in the CIA. I said all the ayahuasca DMT pushers are on record a CIA program. And then Eddie Bravo told me that you'd been threatened. And then Joey Diaz said you'd met with a bunch of professors out of San Francisco. And I mean, it doesn't matter. You're pushing the agenda. So he changed the subject into that. And then it's this whole thing like, I still want to hug you. No, Joe, I want you to be my enemy. I don't like you. I'm guilty I was ever nice to you. I knew you were bad news 20 years ago. I should have ignored that. Yeah, you're a charming guy. I want war, Joe. I want war. I don't want to be nice. I want to be cleansed of you. Comprende? I want to be in the cool club, dude. I'm not out in L.A. like you. I'm as far away as I can get. I'm as far away from New York and L.A. and San Francisco as I can get. I'm right here. See? I want to be away from you. So here's what's going to happen. I got everything. I got all of it. And I'm not asking for something from you, but war. I'm going to expose everything. I'm going to unwind everything about it. You understand? I'm going to expose all of it, every bit of it, everything. Because you're their darling. I figured it out. You're their baby cake. You're their model for the future.
Baby
You're
cakes.
who they think will be on the internet when no one else is some guru to everyone. And it's just not going to happen. I'm built for war, Joe.
War machine.
Yeah, I don't act like a tough guy all day. I do the war. You understand? So the threats don't matter to me. I'll still be your friend, Joe. I'll never talk to you again. I'll never come on your show again. I'm going to destroy you. I understand it now. I'm going to get you. I'm coming for you. You understand that? Who do you think I am? What do you think I do? You're very foolish. So you've chosen your bed. Sleep in it. Don't give me any more pleasantries. I want war. Give me your attacks. Everything. Now you understand the shape of things. That's good that you understand those. Now you understand that I'll get my hands politically around your neck and all your tough guy crap's going to end real quick. Because we've taken down Hillary and we've taken down the globalist and we're going to take down Soros and we're going to take you down. Because God wants purity. God wants things hot and cold, not lukewarm. God wants me to wage war. God told me, destroy Joe Rogan. Yes, sir, Jesus, I will do it. No more games. War. The real thing. War. War.
Destroy the child.
War. You want war against our children? You want war against God? You will get war. The harvest of war is here. And I will detonate, thanks to God's blessing, not the defeat of Hillary, but the next great mission before I'm done. I will detonate the war that leads to your destruction. And Joe is only a baby in this, but he's an example.
We're like a
of these
baby,
fools
Joe.
Who must first be destroyed before they're cleansed. Now, when we come back, I'm going to play these pathetic clips. I mean, you couldn't write this stuff the way Joe does it. The way these devils think they're so smart, they have nothing. He literally says, I don't follow talking points. I follow Media Matters that's owned and run by George Soros. So here's the deal. I don't take pleasure in this. I actually feel bad about it, but I have to take pleasure in it or I just can't commit to this. So here's what's going on, folks. They bought everybody off. There's a bunch of candy asses out there that just bow to these corporate people, and I'm not going to do it, and I'm not going to take part of it, and I'm not going to be involved in it. It's that simple. And I'm not going to sit there and push ayahuasca and DMT on a bunch of kids so they can get opened up to all this demonic influence. I'm just not going to be part of it. And I've never felt more alive than getting ready like a big old juggernaut. They just loaded up the fuel and pulled the pin on to get ready to come after all you people. Because now I realize my real mission is just about to start. And I'm going to take over all these people. I'm going to run every last one of them over. So that's what the enemy was fearing. They're going to get it now. Now the game's on. Get ready. Load the engines. Kickstart it all, and let's go to Valhalla.
Screw the optics. We going in.
We're going to go through Jack Dorsey.
All right, we're going to go through. Honestly, I feel like we have to finish this because originally I was just going to play a few minutes. But this is maybe the most amazing thing I've seen all year. Deathwatch says Alex Jones is like a Warhammer 40K character, fucking based. Mine 1001 says, remember when Alex Jones explained the plot of Neon Genesis Evangelion? I can never pronounce the
Evangelion.
God damn it! Why do I want to say it the other way every single time?
I don't know, man.
Neon Genesis, we'll just call it that, to Joe Rogan.
Ava. Just say Ava and you're good.
Yeah.
But there's this big
By the way, we'll have to play that after. Wargame 341 says Deus Volt, Alex Jones, Deus Volt. All right. Should we continue or should we play Alex Jones explaining Neon Genesis to Rogan first? I mean, it's only 2 minutes. I don't know if that's a diversion. By the way, I ran a poll: Rogan versus Alex Jones. Who wins? Alex Jones 598, Rogan 74. Saying more Jones. Should I just continue with this clip or play the other one first? All right, I'll continue and we'll play that at the end. All right, I'll continue. 1341, Dark V, what do you think?
Dude, he's on a mission from God.
That's literally what he said. Yeah.
He's on a mission from God. He's like the Blues Brothers.
Why is this so compelling to me? I don't know, but it is. All right, let's play it. 1341. Are you gentlemen ready?
Yes.
Ready. Screw the optics. We're going in.
We're going in further. 1341 right now.
And Joe Rogan and his worship of the New World Order and their pump and dumps and their scams, everything coming up. The enemy is running around like a chicken with its head cut off, trying to stop you from receiving this transmission. But you're already receiving the transmission through space-time. Nothing can stop the transmission. I am just one voice of the transmission. So,
we got to get this guy on the show.
I've decided to stop playing games with all the gatekeepers. I've decided they need to pay. So somebody like Joe Rogan, I've known for 20 years, puts out all these talking points and says he isn't, and then does all this crap, and then sits there and lies to his viewers. So I'm going to come after him. And then he comes out with a video. Oh, Alex, I still want to hug you. You're my friend. Oh, if I was there, he'd hug me. But he's going to slit my throat there and put out more lies and more BS. So that's not what I'm looking for, Joe. I'm not looking like you're the toll master, the key master, and I need to be patted on the head by you. You didn't get it. I wasn't trying to be validated by you.
The gatekeeper?
The fact that I was your, quote, friend was a blind spot for me to let you carry out evil. I didn't realize I had use a cheesy Star Wars analogy, a Sith sitting right next to me. So now, make all your, fill your hand, dude. You're getting the full attack. So just get ready. It's going to be long. It's going to be hard. It's going to be intense, and it's never going to stop. And no one has withstood it. So I'm not on a power trip about that. In fact, I don't attack people unless I get green lit at a gut level, but I'm going to run you politically and all the rest of your people over, so let's go to war. I'm just saying, hey, there's no quarter given, brother. Full attack. Let's go. Stop saying with my friend. Let's go to war, man. Let's have it on. All your big talk is going to end right now. All the big talk stops. All the big talk of Soros and Hillary and all the rest of you people, it's going to stop. You're going to get it going with me. You're going to fight. You're going to run that big, fat Hollywood mouth. You're going to run up against Texas. So let's go ahead and start with this clip. Here it is.
At Twitter.
Texas in this bitch.
That Alex Jones brought up today, that he sponsors the podcast through the Cash App, which he also runs. It's 100% true. But I think we talked about it on the podcast.
No, you didn't talk about it. You didn't tell people everything you do is a damn sponsor, and you don't tell them. Continue.
Talked about the Cash App being a sponsor and about how it's helped Justin Wren's fight for the forgotten charity.
Oh,
so
it helped
Alex
the
Jones
children.
erroneously said
I didn't know. Oh, thank God, Joe. Continue.
It's worth mentioning. And Alex Jones is having to respond to people that want to know if I've seen what Alex Jones has said about me lately is one of the weirder things that I've dealt with. Because, first of all, I've always had good dealings with Alex in person to person. But he's obviously in a world of shit right now. There's a lot going on with him with this Sandy Hook stuff.
We're going to come back. No, I'm in a world of victory. You understand, Joe? I don't just put that as a good face. I'm in the fight with the dragon, boy. And so I told you, because you become their darling, that you're now the enemy. And I told you clear. I said, you don't need to have me on. Just stop sucking George Soros's ding-a-ling, or I'm coming after you. I told you. So I'm not coming after you because I'm in a world of victory, Joe. I don't live in Los Angeles. You have your kids in that demonic city. Joe cannot believe how he's being. Let me tell you right now. Here's the thing. I don't attack somebody unless I have to. I mean, I knew when I attacked Hillary, I signed my death warrant. So Joe's like a little side hors d'oeuvre. And they just don't understand how it works. They don't understand how the teeth bite. They don't understand the shape of doom. They just don't understand it. But we'll be back to finish up with this clip, and then Paul Watson takes over from London, England.
We turn on Face ID, and you verify that you are you, and you are the owner of the phone, and then it goes. We don't get images of your face. We don't see who you are.
Oh, that's what you
Soy
want
boy.
me to think. I know what you're saying. Yeah.
That's all locked down by the operating system.
There's only you in my life. The only thing that's right.
Oh no!
Gay.
No way! Oh Jesus!
I want to share all my
What D-Ray? Getting thrown over for Joe Rogan.
one else will do.
This is what you want. This is what you get. So let me be clear. I can snap my fingers and go on radio stations with 200, 400, 500, 600 radio stations that dwarf even what the internet can offer today. Those are audiences of 10 million, 5 million, 2 million actually listening. But Joe Rogan and his podcast became the darling of Silicon Valley. They decided it was the power source. And then when Joe had me on, it was his biggest podcast ever a couple of years ago, February of 2017. And I didn't care about going on a show, but I said, Joe, you keep bashing me. Paul Watson's coming up, by the way. I'm going to come after you. And he goes, oh, I'm not doing talking points. And he goes, but Media Matters says Jones says Sandy Hook never happened. Media Matters has some edited tape. I have a right to say Sandy Hook never happened. And when the internet doubted it, I looked at it and said, I can see how people think it's totally synthetic and fake because of all the other false things we've seen, dead babies in incubators and all the other fake news. And then they edit that, and then they sue me in rigged jurisdictions, whatever. I'm not worried about that. So he's saying, oh, I'm in trouble. No, I'm not in trouble. I got in this fight, Joe. I didn't try to climb up the butt of Hollywood and TV and the establishment like you did. And so you want to attack Carlos Mencia. You want to attack other people that you say steal jokes. Dude, you read off talking points. You say, I don't read talking points, but Media Matters says that, you know, Jones does this. That's George Soros on record. I just said, stop. But see, my instinct's always right. I wanted to go after you earlier with the stuff I see, but the fact that you did this now, I mean, dude, we're like a week into me coming after you. And our audience is powerful. They're real people. I mean, they changed the world. We're getting a nationalist election everywhere. We're a vicious force. And long after I'm gone, that force will still be there. And, oh, you're MMA. You got a bald head. You're so tough. I'm so scared, Joe. I'm so scared right now. I'm so scared of your bigwigs in Vegas and all the stuff you told me about 20 years ago about the mafia owning UFC and everything. I already knew that when you told me that. You think I was so impressed with that and all the rest of your weird-ass crap. So it's just at the end of the day, dude, you've been acting like a tough guy for a long time. Destroy me. Give me your power. Show me what you can do. Here I am. See how it works now? Oh, I'm so scared, Joe. Here I am, Joe. You can't do anything because you're a devil and you can't stand against truth and you've chosen the wrong side and you're going to be destroyed. No matter what happens to me, Joe, you're done. It's like Captain Ahab and and the whale. Moby Dick. You know, is Joe Rogan Captain Ahab or is he Moby Dick? I don't care either way. The point is that I sit there with the #1 political show on YouTube that Joe is viciously jealous of and admit it was way bigger than his show. And then I get taken off, and then he gets up there and talks about how I won on his show and all this crap. Dude, I don't want laurels that I didn't earn. I don't want to be you. I don't want to be given everything. I want to earn it. And so you think Alex is in a lot of trouble. Alex is being taken down. See, Captain Ahab isn't fighting.
Where's the Captain Ahab coming from?
A whale, is he? If you're a whale, you're fighting a big squid 10 times bigger than you. No whale, no sperm whale's ever fought that, Joe. You're just a little sperm whale. There's a squid this long. That's me. One of my tentacles can your entire head. I'm going to show you right now. One tentacle right now is wrapped around you. Just one.
What tentacle?
And don't worry, I'll show you. But I'm going to squeeze you slowly, just slowly. Slowly, the big tough Hollywood guy. Just very slowly till I just squeeze.
Look at the
Squeeze and give you what you want, Hollywood. Because vengeance is God. That's where this all comes from. And so now you get the full heat loads. See, it's just, it's only started. Like Joe's kind of floundering around right now. He's like, oh my God, this really hurts.
The full heat load.
The big giant burning plungers are
taking that whole load.
Joe's about to take a load.
Because I'm clear to fire, dude. Jesus, who you hate so much, said, Jesus told me to destroy Joe Rogan. Oh, I'm sorry. Paul Watts is taking over. Here, let's go back to him with the Twitter pimp up there. Oh, we'll face scan you get on Twitter. It's so fun. And we'll have a new cashless global currency. Oh, yeah, pump and dump. They're pump and dumping his pothead idiot audience. But once his pothead audience gets explained that, there goes the pothead audience. So see, Joe, you're my way to get Jack Dorsey, and you're my way to get them all. And so now, it's kind of like missile command. You can hit those buttons as fast as you want, but more missiles just keep coming down. I don't care if you blow me out of the air.
Look at him.
Missiles, see, Joe, you're in the pretend Hollywood world. I'm in the big boy world. The big boy world. Sorry, let's stop pontificating. Let's go back to his Google-approved, force-fed enema that is the Joe Rogan experience. Here it is.
But he's obviously in a world of shit right now. There's a lot going on with him with this Sandy Hook stuff. And he wasn't entirely honest with me about what he had said about Sandy Hook. Maybe he didn't remember. Maybe he was trying to phrase it in a way other than the way I interpreted it.
Let's stop right there. Paul's supposed to host, but I just may take over the whole deal. I have a right to question public events, babies in incubators, wars, Gulf of Tonkin, all this stuff. You know that. So I'm here questioning this. It's not my life. On my timeline, Sandy Hook is literally like 1 millisecond. The media says, Jones made his fortune on Sandy Hook. He's talking about everything. I'm sick of talking about Sandy Hook. So you sit there and you attack me and say, I was dishonest with you. And then he goes, oh, and I was never threatened. Jones lied about that. Eddie Bravo told me you were threatened. I'm sure Eddie's a great guy. He won't talk to me since all this happened. He said that. He admitted he said that. So I didn't lie. Eddie Bravo said that. It doesn't matter, Joe. You lie. You didn't tell people you're getting sponsorship from Jack Dorsey. Dude, you are so screwed. You don't even. It doesn't matter to you. Let me just say, you're done, brother. God,
you're done.
I just love it because you think you're so freaking tough, man. You never dealt with a real American that doesn't give a flying. You know what? We come back, we'll play it all. And Paul Watson takes over Bob the Honor. Hey, I'm drafting Paul Watson.
All right, let me skip. Let me skip a little bit. Let me skip because I want to see more of the clips. Do we have... Hold on. does he even play the clips? I don't really want to see Watson. Oh well, I think we got the idea. Let me go to 29:20. We'll play a little bit more, and then we'll wrap it.
Votes when his normal video got 90% positive, like ours used to, and he keeps doubling down, and it gets worse for him. He doesn't get when he chose to fight us. He put himself in that position, and he goes, "Oh, I'm not fighting you," but then he's doing that is fighting us, and. So I don't want to like, oh, Joe Rogan's this big popular podcaster, maybe #1. I want to bring him down so I feel big. I already had the #1 news app. We already had the #1 podcast. I'm not even mad if Joe was #1 and wasn't a dick, wasn't selling people out. I wouldn't care. But the fact that he plays ball and has Jack Dorsey on and doesn't say he's heavily funded $300,000 a month. I went and looked at Twitter's own the Twitter files corporate stuff. They've been spending like $300,000 for like 3 years a month. I mean, what's 3 years, 12 times 300,000?
It's millions of dollars.
I mean, so people are like, oh, God, Jones is right. He's funding it. Exactly. So I mean, I'm just like, dude, you want to punch me in the nose and then you worry why I fight back. What do you think's going to happen out of this, Paul? Because
all right, there we go. We're not going to play the Paul part.